We're live. Beautiful. Let me just check something here. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Well, let's tilt that up a little bit. We're getting the top of the Hellboy box. Oh, there we go. Bueno. Okay. Wait for a little bit. We'll see if any of the hooligans are rolling in, and then we'll get to the life lessons. Also, got a very exciting video done today. Well, at least, I don't know. I thought it was exciting. For fans of, like, Star Wars, like, whether it's just, like, of Star Wars in general, especially if you like BB-8 or anything like that, I think you're going to like this video. I don't know. And I got to try out this, like, new layout and everything. I think it worked pretty well. A lot of effort went into this one, though. I actually had to go and, like, hunt down a certain, like, a font to use and everything for it. Which, apparently finding a good one that was, like, exactly what I was looking for was a little bit harder than expected. But it got sorted out. You know what I'm saying? So we all bueno. Okay, let's start this. Bam! Life Lessons with Juvy. I am your host, JuvyThaKid. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at JuvyThaKid. Same name as on here. Easy to remember, good folks. Let's get to the topic. Right, my bad. Supposed to keep somebody, like, name out of it. I don't know. Whatever. 1, deja vu. So there's actually 2. 1, deja vu. 2, fence sitters. I'm sure that's uncomfortable, but we'll get to that. Deja vu. When there's a glitch in the matrix. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really don't know if it is like something cosmic. You know what I mean? Where it's, we just kind of like, we feel like we've experienced this before, or it's like a visual thing. Like it is like we have experienced it or something. I honestly, I don't know. Let's see what the definition of deja vu is. Oh, wow, I spelled that wrong. Because, I don't know. I really don't know how to, like, to describe it. I don't know. Like, it could be something, too, where it's, like, because a lot of the time we don't remember our dreams, you know? It could be one of those things, too, where, like, we've had a dream that's very similar to that, and just, like, whatever happens, like, in that moment reminds our subconscious or whatever of, like, that dream, and it strikes that deja vu type feeling in us. I don't know. That could be a possibility. Let's see. Well, Wikipedia says deja vu is the feeling that the situation currently being experienced has already been experienced in the past. Deja vu is a feeling of familiarity, and deja vu is a feeling of recollection. So deja vu. I haven't heard that one before. I don't know if that is a thing. Deja vu is a feeling of recollection. So I guess like maybe like something you remember in that moment. You know what I mean? You feel like it's like something that like you've just remembered, or I don't know. I don't even know. It's also apparently a Denzel Washington movie. So if you're a fan of him, see, I don't know, because I always think of like deja vu as something recent, but I guess like deja vu could also like apply to something from like our past. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We just find ourselves in a very familiar situation with like other people. You know what I mean? It's just okay. So like deja vu, really, there is that like one side of the discussion where, you know, sometimes it's super weird. It throws you off, and you just like you don't really know how to pinpoint what's happening, other than being like, I feel like I've been here before. You know what I mean? But then there's also the side of the discussion where deja vu is just the feeling of like something that feels familiar, like we just saw or we just read. So it really could just be one of those things where it's like you find yourself in a similar situation as to something in your past, like with either those same people or kind of close personalities. You know what I mean? Um, so I don't know. I think there is definitely some, like, I don't know. There's sometimes where you have like a weird situation in life, and you like it doesn't feel like you've experienced it uh like in this lifetime. You know what I mean? Like it's just like you get that feeling like you've been here before, or like you understand what's being said, but you know personally, like in your lifetime, you haven't been there. You know what I mean? And I don't know, that's that's a different discussion about like, past lives and whether those are connected and everything. I'm just saying, like, it could be a possibility. You never know where it's like, I don't know, if you do believe in like life cycles and stuff, the deja vu feeling itself could be, something calling back to like one of your past lives. I don't know. Very interesting though. Hmm. Fence sitters. Obviously, I was joking about the whole it being uncomfortable, but I'm sure if all you do is sit on a fence all day, it is going to be uncomfortable. So okay, fence. Like if you're like when it comes to like a certain topic or something going on in the world, if you're just on the fence about it, you're not like you're not for or against it kind of thing. Excuse me. That's not always a bad thing. You know what I mean? Um, but like, okay, just for example, because this came to me, like Game of Thrones. If it's one of those things where you're like, I've checked out a couple of episodes, it's okay. Like I'm not like super into it, but I don't like dislike it. I'm on the fence about it. That's okay. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't mean anything about like your personality or who you are as a person. Um, it's just, and even when it comes to certain things maybe going on in the world, if somebody's like, well, what do you think about like this war going on? It's like, look, man, I don't want to say I'm against it or I'm for it or whatever because I don't understand. I might not have enough information about what's going on right now to really just be like, oh yeah, no, like it's a completely great idea or it's a completely bad idea. Okay, the war was like probably a bad example to use, but just like you know what I mean. Like if it's any political issue or like a social topic issue kind of thing, if it's just one of those things where you're like, honestly, man, like I don't know, I don't have enough information about it right now to really be like, yeah, let's do it, or no, let's fight against this. You know what I mean? It's not always a bad thing. It also leaves you open to both sides of the discussion. It leaves you open to knowledge and everything from both sides. And even from that, like you could have all the information or all the knowledge that you need about that topic. And your opinion at the end of it all is still, honestly, man, it doesn't really affect me. So I don't really like fall on either side of the fence with it. It might be one of those things where you're like, listen, especially with a lot of different things, it comes down to like what it is. You know what I mean? It can't always just be like, well, I'm for all of these and then I'm against this one thing. Like, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just not everything can just be like yes or no. So yeah, I don't know. If it's like, I don't know, if it's one of those things where you're on the fence about saying something to a friend, that's I can see why that would be hard to like deal with. Um, it's hard because like some friends are different. You know what I mean? Like especially guys. Like guys will make fun of each other and will like talk shit to each other, but we don't mean it at all. That's just how guys joke around with each other. Excuse me. But if it's one of those things where if like a friend is just always being super disrespectful and just like treating a friend like shit and you're like on the fence about saying something, you got to question like how good of a friend you are with these people. Because like listen, if you're I understand if it's one of those things like you don't want to somebody might not want to say something because just you don't want to make it awkward, then talk to them one on one. But like I don't know, that's one of those things where it's like you gotta I don't know, if you're not gonna stick up for your friend, like are you really that great of friends? You know what I mean? I don't know. I was always that person that like, if you talk shit around like about my friends around me, then I'm gonna say something to you about it. Because if my friends aren't there, like who the fuck are you to even mention them? You know what I mean? And even if they are there and like they don't want to say anything. You know, sometimes though, like they've said like, you know, I don't want to say anything because like they're just not confrontational. But then like somebody else might speak up and just be like, hey man, like knock it off. Like you don't always have to do it super aggressive and be like, man, you're always talking shit. Fuck you. Like you don't have to do that. Like you can just be like, hey man, like knock it off. Like that's not funny. None of us find it funny. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like if this is your idea of a joke, like just you got to relax a bit, or you know what I mean? Like just knock that shit off. None of us are having a good time, you know. And if they're the type of person to be like, oh well, I find it funny, be like, okay, well you're really immature then, and probably don't need you in my life. Like there's no reason to have that shit in your life and entertain it and waste your time on people like that. If they get their entertainment from fucking with other people and like just being disrespectful, why would you want to be around that? You know what I mean? Why would you want to have that in your life? You know it's just going to upset you and cause you stress. Don't have that shit in your life. It's not worth it. But like I said, it's, you know, there's sometimes when like just being in the middle, not being for or against anything, or like for like a certain topic or whatever, it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, it leaves you open to both sides of the discussion. And it might just be one of those things, like I said, where it's like, listen, like this doesn't really affect my life currently. It might one day, I don't know. Like I can't speak for the future, obviously, but like if this certain thing doesn't affect my life right now, it's hard for me to have a real concrete opinion about it. You know what I mean? Just some things it's people feel more passionately than others about. You know what I mean? It's and you can't just force somebody to have that same passion for the topic. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've had people try and do that to me, and I'm just like, like I'm cool, man. Like I just like I understand this is your thing. That's what you're interested in, but it's just like I don't know. It's like I don't know. I don't know enough about it, and even if I like, even when I sometimes when you do that research, you're like I said, you're still like, well, I don't know. Like I still don't know, man. I'm just gonna kind of do my thing and just not worry about this for now. You know what I mean? I don't know, folks. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's understandable why like you'd be on the fence about saying something like with like friends and everything. So like if you don't want to make a scene, but also like I said, you can talk to them one on one, or you can just say it like that, like, hey man, knock it off. Like none of us find this funny. Like it's kind of annoying. Just knock it off. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's all I got to say. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. Mucho love you, hooligans. I love doing these videos. Hopefully we do one on Thursday, and some of the hooligans can join up. We'll do a little discussion. I love it when we can do stuff like that. And then, other than that, tomorrow we got a vlog. And then, who knows? It might be a double video day tomorrow, or I might put out this video that I'm working on right now out on Thursday. We'll see what happens. I'm going to play it by ears. I went like this, but they're under my hat. You know what I mean. Okay. This has been Life Lessons with Juvy. I've been your host, JuvyThaKid. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, at JuvyThaKid. Same name as on here. Goodness. We're quiet kids, freaks, and weirdos. For the love of everybody. Please, please, please. Keep being weird. Goodness. Now we gotta have an awkward outro because I can't just edit like a fade out. This isn't happening right now, okay? It's not an awkward outro. We left on a good note. Come on.